Hey, this is Chad Moore. I'm the lead pastor of Sun Valley Community Church, and we have several campuses out in the Phoenix area in Arizona. So happy to share with you today this Whiteboard Leadership moment. I want to talk to you about accountability. Accountability is something that all of us teach our people. You know, you need to have an accountability partner. You were not meant to go it alone. You need to have somebody that you can talk to about your sin. And if you're a pastor leader, we talk about that, and we want our people to experience that. But very rarely do we have real accountability. And so I want to talk to you about that and give you maybe a couple of suggestions that will help you step into a place of accountability and really step into a place where you have some real friends that you love and trust, and in that can get help in your time of need and get some help before there's a time of need. All of us need friendships. We were not meant to go it alone. Jesus said that the quality of our relationships is how the world will know us, by our love one for another. So here would be the first question I would ask you. Do you have any real friends? And if the answer is no, might be time to make some. One of the things that we say in our church is confession is most powerful when you confess the sin you're thinking about doing. And usually when we think about accountability, it's reactive, but I want to talk to you about having proactive accountability. Confession is most powerful when you confess the sin you're thinking about doing. Again, can you make a friend? Is there anybody in your life that'll help you see what you can't see? There's an old Russian proverb that goes like this: the eye cannot see the eye. The eye, like your eyeball, cannot see the letter I. You can't see yourself. You don't know what's going on in your life. Have you ever had this moment where somebody's talking to you about their problems and you like see it and it's so crystal clear and you're like, what are you thinking? You know, no brainer. But when it comes to you, you're all confused. The eye cannot see the eye. We all need friendships. We all need help. We all need people in our lives where we can talk about our lives with them, because confession is most powerful when we confess the sin we're thinking about doing. So real friendships, proactive. I am going to give you a little acrostic here. If you're like, I don't have any friends and don't know how to do this, maybe find another pastor in town. Maybe find just another person in town that you trust. And what you do is you kind of build into it, and over time it becomes real friendship. And then you get to a point where that confession is more and more proactive. So let me give you this. A way to kind of start these relationships. You can talk to somebody. Hey, would you kind of be my friend, right? You want to be accountability partners, but in time, hopefully it'll grow into more that proactive place. But here's a starting point. Think soap, SOAP, because soap keeps you clean, right? S would be for scripture. So you build a friendship with somebody, you start having coffee with somebody, breakfast, whatever, and you just have a conversation. What is God teaching you in the scriptures? Not what are you about to preach or what are you studying to, get ready to teach and present, but what is God teaching you personally in the scriptures? And you have that conversation. O is outreach, because we always talk to our people about reaching out, about sharing our faith. Do you have any lost friends? Are you outside the holy huddle? Do you have any friends outside of church? Is there anybody that you're hoping they're going to say yes to Jesus in the context of their friendship with you? Who are you sharing your faith with? Outreach. So scripture, outreach. A, you know what this one's going to be. A is, if I can spell, accountability. That's an L. Accountability. Did I spell that right? Accountability. Close enough. Accountability, here's what you want to do. 3 things. So you're building a friendship. These are the 3 things that I'd like you to hold me accountable for. It could be what are you looking at? What are you not looking at? It could be how you're managing your health. It could be how you're managing your finances. Could be how you treat your wife, your kids, your husband, whatever the situation. What are 3 things that you want the other person to hold you accountable for? And you talk about those things regularly. So you have scripture, outreach, accountability. The last one is prayer. you literally spend time at the end of that coffee or breakfast or whatever, and you just pray for each other about what you just talked about. But here's the last thing. Before you pray, you look at the other person, they look at you, and you say, did you lie to me about anything we just talked about? And then you stare at them, right? And if they're wise, they'll ask you the same question. Did you lie to me about anything we just talked about? And they'll stare at you. And here's the beauty. If you'll be honest in that moment, it could even be, yeah, but I'm not ready to go there in our relationship yet. It allows the other person to pray for you in a real way and meet you in your real place of need. And then hopefully the friendship grows and you get to where there's total vulnerability and honesty. The only way to experience the real love of God and the real love of others is to be courageous enough to be the real you. And I think as pastors and leaders, sometimes that's really difficult because of our position and because of our place in life. But listen, you absolutely need this. So go for it. Roll the dice, right? Make some friends. Hopefully it'll grow. You'll get proactive about it. But this is an opportunity to learn and kind of help you get there in a real vulnerable way. And it'll protect us and help us as we move forward in ministry. God bless you guys. Thanks for joining me for this Whiteboard Leadership Moment. You've been listening to a Whiteboard Leadership Moment. To find out more, go to converge.org.